Hello everyone, what do you see on screen? This is a game screen and I'm going to enter in my game, inside my own game. Here I am. Oh, there is a ball. Can we pick up the ball? Let's try. Oh, no. It's not possible. I'm not a good editor. But I can help you study this game or code this game. This game is coded in Python. So let's start. So this is the game we are going to study and we will make this game, okay? What you have to do here is, see, I'm playing the game. We have to jump over the poles, and if we collide anywhere, the game is going to be over, but there will be some score also. We will play some score also. So this is what is the game today we are going to learn. So let's start the coding. Now for coding in Python, we need Python installed in our system. So I will provide you with the link from where you can get your Python installed in your system. Okay, the second thing that you have to do is create a folder on the desktop. And in this folder, we will be creating all our related background, sound and everything that we require for this particular project. So I'm naming this as Python Games. Once this is done, just open it, and inside here also create one more folder, that is gallery. Inside this gallery, we will be creating or keeping all our files. Okay, so this is done here. Now after this, open your CMD, that is command prompt, and type this pip install pygame. What is this? Pip install pygame. Pip is a package installer of Python. See, whenever we work on Python, there are many libraries actually we work upon. So these libraries have their own functions. So why Python is very easy is because for every single task you have a function that you can use. So this particular library, which is Pygame, has all the required functions that we need to create a game. That is why we want this library to be attached in our Python, okay, interpreter. So what we are doing is we are instructing pip, which is a package manager. So we are trying to tell pip to install Pygame. Once you type this and press enter, the file will be downloaded. Once this is done, then we will move forward and we will open our IDLE for Python. See, you can use PyCharm, you can use VS Code, and if you're not comfortable with these two, then simply the Python interpreter that you have downloaded, simply you can use that, no problem. Okay. Now I'm trying to open the VS Code in which I will be writing the program here. Okay, this is the VS Code. Right now there is no folder open. I will tell you how you can open a folder. So as we created the folder, that is Pygames, I already have that folder in my system too. I'm clicking on File and open the folder. Then here you have to go to your folder, that is Pygames. As you can see, the folder is here open. Now I am creating new file for my coding and I'm naming it as ball game. Okay, basketball game or anything you can write. Now very important part, .py. The extension is very important because we are going to work on Python and we are going to use the code, that is a Python part. So we must have our Python extension, py extension to the file. So this is ballgame.py. Once you click enter, you're going to see this here. This is where you can work. Okay. Now what you can do is, I'll just minimize this. Now what you can do is, here you can start your programming. Now we have Python in our system, we have Pygame library installed in our system, we created a folder, inside that we have a library, gallery, sorry. So now inside the gallery we actually need few of the files. Which are the files we need here? Because when we design any game we need the background, okay, and the objects. So these images of your background and objects we are going to keep inside the gallery. So now this is also, let's complete and then start with the program. So I have opened back the folder, that is gallery, and now I am here pasting all my files that I have. As you can see, these are the images I have downloaded. Let me show you these images, okay. See here, these are the backgrounds and the images we are going to need. See, these images you can download from net, but be very careful, only the free images you must go for, okay. So this is what is we will be using as a background. This one, the road, basketball and a pole. These are the things we are going to need in our program. Okay, now let's start with the program coding. Library we downloaded. That means we need the library to be imported here. See, I'm considering that you do not know any of the Python commands. Still, you can understand this program. There is no difficulty. You have to only listen to me very carefully. See, we have imported the library. Now, the library must be attached to the program. So, I am writing the command that is import Pygame. We have this library. Now, I am importing it, or you can say connecting it to my program, that is import Pygame. The next thing you have to do is, this is just an import, but we have to initialize it. Initialize means whatever functions are there we have to make available in this particular platform. So this is what we are doing, that is pygame.init. We are every time instructing the Pygame to do the work because Pygame has everything, okay. Now tell me on what is the first primary requirement of any game? A screen. Otherwise, where will you actually play? So we have to set the screen. So how you have to set the screen is, we take a variable. Now variable, what is a variable? Variable is nothing but a container, okay? A particular container in which we keep the things. So here I am defining a variable that is screen because I need a screen. So screen, wherever I have to do any manipulation, I'll be using this word screen. Do this to screen, resize the screen, on the screen, off the screen, like this. Whatever we want to do, we will be working on particular name. So we are naming it. The box we will be creating is the name screen, okay. Now the command is, we have to here tell the Python what will be the width and the height of the screen, but there is a particular function to do that, and the function must be fetched to the program. So what we are doing, as I told you, everything is done by Pygame. So I'm instructing Pygame dot display, because my screen is actually the display, dot set mode, means in which mode, what will be the width and height. So here the variables we'll be using is width, comma, height, that is height. Now where are the values to these width and height? So we will be deciding it. Why are we using variables for width and height? Because later on, when we will decide the size of the background, size of the road, ball, where to place the ball, all this will be something related to the height and width. So that is why we are taking a variable, so that we can use it. If I take directly 700, 600, then I cannot mention ki width, this percent of the width or this percent of the 7. So always taking variable is a very good method of doing the programming, okay. So width is 700 and height, that is height, I'm taking is 550. So this is just a random trial and error thing. If you want, you can adjust the size of the screen as per your convenience. I have tried all my images and the objects according to the height. So that is what I am doing. I have already tried this. So this is there. Now this much only is not going to help you. The reason behind that is because, okay, so first thing is here you need one more bracket which is missing because it's a tuple. I'm not going into any detail of these words because I just consider you don't know Python. Okay, now if this much only you're going to run, this will show you the screen, but will be for a while that you won't be able to understand whether the screen has appeared or not. So what we need to do? We need to do one thing, that is we have to use the screen in a loop. Okay, or while the game is on, till then we need this screen. So let's do that. So what we do here is we will take a variable that is game on, means we want to say till the game is on you have to work. So what is true? True means yes. So till the game on variable is true, you have to work. But that must be inside the loop. As I told you, we have to keep on repeating the screen one after another for a certain period of time. Keep on repeating. This is the beauty of the game, or this is the actual trick of any game. What happens in any game is nothing but the screens are changing and giving us an illusion that something is moving. Nothing is moving. Only the screens are changing very fast. So here also we cannot stick a particular background. What we can do is we can keep it in the loop. It will be again and again repeated itself, but we will not notice it because it is something so fast, and we will have the illusion of a background being kept still at the back. So now I am using a loop for that. What is a loop? Loop is something that repeats itself. Okay, the iteration process. So I am using for loop, that is while. Always while means till then. So while the game on variable, till the game on variable is there, you have to keep on doing. Okay, and inside here I'm just using pass. Pass means right now I'm not deciding anything on that. And now we need to execute this much code to see the effect. See, as I executed this much code, this is the screen I got. Pygame window, and this is the screen we have decided. Okay, but there is nothing. Now we need a background at the back. So now we will set a background. Okay, so for the background, okay, what we will take, again as I always told you, that is a variable we always work on. So I'm deciding a variable background. Now here also we have to tell Pygame to do the work. So there are two steps any background is loaded. First, the image of the background is loaded, and then it is being blitted. Blitted means placed it at a right position. So background, I am writing pygame dot image dot load. Very simple. We are instructing Pygame to take the image and load it. Now which image from where? We have to tell the location. And as I told you, we created a gallery. Inside the gallery we had, this is the routing. Okay, this slash is a root, means go to gallery, then go to background image. There, if you could remember, we had this background. Now extension of the background is very important. You must know what is the extension of this file. So if you don't remember, go and check it first, because there are many extensions. It can be PNG, it can be GPG, okay, JPEG, that way. So a file is PNG. I'm taking it PNG. As I told you, this is only the setting or the loading, but how this is being placed is another command you have to write here, and that is screen dot blit. What are we doing here? Screen, because screen we decided this width and height. Now what we are doing is, on the screen we are blitting an image. So on screen means screen dot blit. What to blit? Now we have to tell. We will take the variable. We will give the variable. This is the variable in which we have the location and a proper path of the file we want to place. Blit is placing it. Okay, comma. Now this is the argument, or this is the place where we will tell from where you have to place it, because the screen is 700 and 550. So where we want it at 0 0 position. So small bracket 0 comma 0. This is the position we have given here. Now you must be facing one problem. We have here decided to show the screen, but we have not programmed how to cross the screen or cancel the screen, because again we have to work. So this is also very important. For this we need something that is a something from the keyboard. That means if we press a cross button on the screen must go. Okay, what we have to do is for this. And how this is done? This is done using the events. Now what are the events? Events here means, see, if I press from my keyboard H, you are going to see here H on the screen. If I press 7, you can see 7, 9. Okay, how is this done? These are also all kind of event, because we have the keyboard, and whenever I press a particular button, there is some event takes place, and accordingly the particular action triggers. So we have to also here work on the same thing. That means if anyone clicks on from the mouse, clicks on the cross button of the screen must go. Okay, so what we will do is, for this we will plan or program. What we will do here is, we will start with the event. Okay, start for. Now what is for? For is nothing, just for the loop. Okay, for event in pygame dot event dot get. Get is a function, colon, always the loops are ended with colon. For event in pygame dot event dot get, what it means? It means, first consider this, pygame dot event dot get means this is a function. We are telling pygame from the event section and get. Now what does it mean? Why we use dots here? This is very simple. For example, I ask you or instruct you to go in a room and tell you there is a table, and on that table there is a book. Just open and read these two lines. Similarly, we are trying to tell pygame, that is, suppose is a room, inside there is a table event, and there is a book kept, get, open and read what is there. So we want pygame go to event, and from there get function, ask get function to capture all the events being done. And out of all the events, there are many events. Okay, we will check which event has taken place. Accordingly we will decide what we have to do. So what we will do here is, we will check whether the event taken place just now is, and the type of the event, whether. So if the event dot type, whatever event has taken place, that event if is pygame dot quit. Is it something related to quit? If it is quit, then change my variable game on to off. That is false. It was first, sorry, F must be capital. This is a rule, or we can call it a syntax. Syntax means rule of writing command. Okay, see, we said game on variable true, always be true, always show the game. But now what we want is, we are telling that event, if the event taken place is a quit, then please, if it is so, then please make this game on variable off and stop the screen. So this is to stop or cancel the screen. Okay, so now what we will do here is we have to update. So we have to tell pygame dot image dot update this way and execute. This is the button I used to press if I want to execute. Okay, this is showing an error. Pygame.image no active. Okay, fine. The problem here is display. Okay, so we are working on display actually. So pygame.display.update. Save and execute again. Here, see. Now we have a screen, we have a cross button, and this is the beautiful background that we have now to work on. What else do we need here? We need a road. We will be here placing the road, and along with that we will be placing some poles, and very special thing, that is the object ball we have to place here. Okay, so let's work. So first thing we'll do is the road we will get and the ball we will get. And this is as same as we had the background. The similar thing we have to do here also. I just copied this. Okay, so I just copy this and paste it here twice, because in one I need to load my image of the road. Okay, and the name also, if you can remember, was road. The extension I don't remember. We will go and check the extension. See, the road is JPG and basketball is PNG. Okay, you have to remember that, JPG and PNG. So this is JPG. Okay, and the basketball variable is here also. That was PNG. Okay, we have to change here also. That is the name of the file, basketball. This is done. So this is only again loading. So after loading, as I told you, blitting. So we have to blit the images, and this time we have to be very careful. Now why? Because the background we placed from 0 0 coordinate. Now we want road to come at the end, okay, and ball somewhere in between. So we have to decide the x coordinate and y coordinate. Okay, your screen starts from 0 0, 700 and 550 as the width and height. Now we have to decide proper coordinate we have to tell. So what we have to do for these is we have to decide on the variables for x and y coordinate, and all these variables must be global. So let's start to first decide the variables. Let's go where we had the variables width and height. Okay, here. Okay, so now here we are taking the variable base x, and another one as okay, let it be base x is equal to, so base x is equal to, so that is base x we are deciding. So base x must be x is 0 always, because x side we don't have to change. I'll explain you later on. So base x is 0 and base y. So base y means this is related to height. What height do you want here? Definitely you want the height that is total height minus something. Minus something means according to the width of your road. So HEI GHT height minus, that is a 60. We will just try it. Okay, similarly for the ball. So I'm taking ball x is equal to, suppose 50, and we will try this. Okay, and ball y to be safe, wherever the road is we want to place it there. So that will be the similar HEIGHT height minus 60. Fine. Now we have loaded, we have decided the coordinate. The next thing we have to do is blitting. Okay, so I just copy this thing, and after copying I will paste them. So just change here, instead of background now we need road, and here we need the ball. Okay, what was the name? Basketball. Okay, basketball. The name was basketball, and we have decided the coordinates. So simple, use them here. Our road was base x and base y, so the coordinate are base x and base y, and your basketball is ball x and ball y. Ball x and ball y. Okay. Now let's try to execute and see the magic. See here, we have the background, we have a road, and we have a ball also, but ball must be little more towards the right side. So what should we do? We'll do one thing, we'll just cancel this. We'll go to the coordinate and we will change the x, ball I just want to shift little bit more. I am taking it 70 to shift it more. Okay, then execute, and you are going to see it again. See, the ball shifted a little bit more. Okay, I think still there has to be something change is needed here. Wait, let's try this. I'm making ball x to 120 and height minus only, say. Okay, see, these coordinates are trial and error. Okay, you have to play with them to place your object correct. So here the ball is here only, height minus 5. No, I don't like it. I will change it. I will change it to height minus 17. Okay, now just see, maybe this is right. It seems like the ball is ready to bounce up. Okay, so at the middle of the road, the ball is at the middle of the road, and I think this is fine now. So this much we have done. Now further after this we will try to program for bouncing the ball. Means we want ball to bounce. These all images are still. Now we want them in motion, so we will keep the ball in motion. This is something you will love it. This is very easy. Only we have to take the coordinate up and down, up and down. We have to keep on this repeating, and it will give you the illusion that ball is moving. Okay, so let's do that. Let's try to understand the coordinates. Okay, we decided the background to start from 0 0. Similarly, there are two more objects that we have tried to bring. That is, first is the road and second is the ball. Okay, so I just want to tell you how we have decided here, length and width. So this is height and width. Okay, so when we gave that is 120 x for the ball, means this much, this is your x 120, and height minus 70, 550 minus 70 is 480. Similarly, for the road we decided x to be 0 and y to be height minus 60. So height minus 60 means what? 550 minus 60 is 490. So this way. Now to show this, I will tell you, suppose you want to place your ball over here at the center. What are you going to give? So this is what we will decide, and I will show you practically how the coordinates are working. Okay, so let's just to try and understand the coordinates here. I'm making a little change, which actually we decided ball to be x as 120 and ball height should be height minus 70, which is actually 840. But now, just to explain you, I'm taking kind of a middle. Okay, so x I'm taking as suppose 350, and y coordinate to be 275, around at the middle. Okay, now let's see, and this is going to tell you the coordinates. The ball will be shifted here. See here, the ball is here. That is the reason x and y. So this is your x and this is your y, which you have to decide accordingly. This is 0, 0. Fine. Hope you have understood this. Now I'm changing it back, and the most exciting part of this programming is the moving object. So we will be working on the moving object now. I'm making it back to height minus 70 as we decided. Sorry, it's not equal to minus. Fine. Now, so what do you mean by object moving? Object moving means wherever the particular screen is, we have to change the screen. And when we change the screen, that time the object will be placed somewhere else. Suppose if I want ball to bounce like this, what I should do? In the first frame, I have the ball at 120. Okay, x is going to be same height. Okay, so at height 480, I just want to make it little bit upper side. Okay, I want to deduct some more into that. I just want it to go up, come back, then up, then come back, and this process I want to repeat. Means there are two variables working. One, that is the bounce variable, we can take it a bounce, and then a gravity. So up and down, two variables we will be using here. I am taking gravity a variable for let us take it 10, and the bouncing as 25. What I mean by this is gravity is responsible to take the ball down and bouncing up. Okay, so these are the values. What do we have to do? We have to update the x-axis of y with bouncing first. Means we have to take it upward. Okay, upward means something deduction, because ball y in reference to height. Height's the reference, it has to go up. Okay, and where are we going to do all these things? Before we update the screen, okay, we updated here. So here, this is the right place where we must plan for all these things. We will be only deciding on ball y. X is going to be same. So ball y should be, the ball y is ball y minus bouncing variable, means minus 25. 25 minus means go upward. Okay, and how long? Is it only one time? No, it has to go on. If someone has to dribble and go on, so go on means the bouncing must always be reduced to 21 every time. This is in short I am writing now. Okay, bouncing minus equal to 1 means bouncing is equal to bouncing minus 1. But if you only do like that, bouncing, the ball is going to bounce, bounce, bounce and go away out of the screen. That we don't want. You want to pick it back also, go up and come back. How will we go up? Gravity. We have to use the gravity. We are not using any Newton's law. Okay, we are updating the coordinate and the screen, but the particular variable name I have taken irrelevant ones. Okay, so that is gravity is must be fetching it back. No, not gravity. Ball y we have to update. So ball y plus c equal to the gravity. Okay, this is decided. One more thing, gravity can also take bouncing. Who is balancing the bouncing? Gravity. But if gravity is not updated or controlled, then ball will go down. Okay, bouncing if not controlled, the ball will go up out of the screen. And in gravity, if it is not controlled, the gravity also can take ball out of the screen downwards. So gravity also we have to balance. What we will do? Put a condition. Condition means if this is the thing, you have to stop. Means if the ball y coordinate, sorry, where am I writing? I have to go here. So the ball y coordinate, if goes greater than base y minus 20, if it is so, okay, beyond that base से भी 20 नीचे, then what we have to do? We have to set back the bouncing, update the bouncing variable back to 25. वापस लेके जाओ. Let's see. And definitely you're going to love this. This says your object is going to move now. See here, the bounce, the ball is moving. So we had, see, is anything else moving? No, the background is there, the road is there, only the bounce, the ball. So what is happening? there are screens changing and it is giving you the illusion whether the object is moving. Okay, one time ball is going up, then down, then up, then down, bounce 25, come back, gravity, bounce and come back, gravity. Okay, so this much only in this video. For the furthermore in this video particular game, we will be using the poles here. We will be using a key to move balls, bounce ball as much we want, and then we will have some difficulty level in the game in the next video. So before concluding, I want to just tell you that we are actually learning here, and we have so many open source projects here that we can learn. So there is a YouTuber that Harsh Coder. I am following that coder, and you can also follow any of the programmer like this, and you can learn Python. Thank you.